See what arrived this morning? Gas mask. How about that then, eh? Say there's going to be another war. Ain't that bloody amazing? They said that we fought in the war to end all wars. That's what they told us. Bloody idiots. I mean, you know, you'll never stop wars, no matter what you does. And, you know, we knew that. But you know what? This war, if there's going to be one, they say it'll be by the end of the week or forgetting next month. Inevitable. That's what I think. Inevitable. See, you know, you can't knock a country down as much as they did at Versailles and expect some idiot or other not to come eventually. Some idiot with a silly hairdo that says he's going to make you great again. You mark my word. It'll happen time and time again. And you know what? Last year, right? Oh, what's the bugger's name? Chamberlain. He goes over and he sees this Hitler fella, just in case you're getting your history muddled up, and he says he has this meeting with him, right? And he comes back and he's got this piece of paper. Peace in our time, he says. Peace in our time. You know what? A year later we're at war, or going to be. I reckon history's going to look back at Chamberlain and they're going to say, oh, he's a bit of a prat, wasn't he, eh? Let me tell you something. He weren't no prat at all. What do you think? You think these all got made last week, eh? Hey? We knew there was going to be a war. He knew there was going to be a war. They sent us boys back from the gardens in France and Flanders 3 or 4 months ago, because they knew there was going to be a war. They knew that we'd be a liability if we were over there, so they brought us home. All around the country, we've been preparing for this war. We've had a year of it. A year. That's what Chamberlain bought us. He bought us time. He knew damn well what he was doing. I just hope history don't mark it wrong. And you know what? If there is this war and this Hitler starts firing shells at us with gas in them, I'll tell you something, we're going to look bloody stupid in these. I mean, God almighty. It's better than the IPO helmets we had in the trenches, I'll grant you, but honestly. Gas. I was there the first time they used gas, you know. April 22, 1915. I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking he's got a bloody good memory, ain't he? Well, I remember the date because it's my wedding anniversary of all things. Oh yeah. I didn't get hit with no gas that day. I mean, I was one of the lucky ones. Told you I was always one of the lucky ones, me. But I remember the day, or night really. See, it was in the Ypres salient, and I was at a place called Ypres, but little ways from me, not many miles, 2-3 miles I suppose, still in the salient, a place called Saint-Julien. The Frenchies were holding the lines. Well, colonial Frenchies he was. And, in the middle of the night, right, some of them, they noticed that from the German lines there's this smoke band coming over no man's land towards them. So the Frenchies, bless their hearts, they think it's like a smoke screen, so zut alors. They all say the Germans are on the way. And so the word goes down the lines, bring the reinforcements up. So they does, pack them deep in the front lines, waiting for the Germans to get there. The smoke gets closer and closer. And the bless them, they're all waiting there, and suddenly the smoke's on the top of the parapets. And then rather than drift over the parapets like you'd expect smoke normally to do so, it just drops into the trenches like a stone. And all of a sudden those poor boys they're gasping for air, their lungs are filling up. They realise there ain't no normal smoke. They've been gassed. They panic. Well, you would, wouldn't you, eh? I would. They did, bless their hearts. And they're out of there. There's a hole right there in the trench systems. You know, the Germans, they'd had something about them, they could have broken through, they could have got to Ypres, could have got to the coast, and that would have been it, really. War would have been over. They didn't quite react fast enough, I suppose, and the Canadian boys who were nearby. I've never met a Canadian I haven't respected. They're always built like tree trunks, filled with courage. They weren't going to let no gas worry them none. They get out their handkerchiefs. They get out their... Well, they pee on the handkerchiefs. They're a bit slow there. They stick the hankies over their mouth. Must have tasted bloody awful. But they held the lines. They held the lines, saved the war. You go there today, and it's a sight. I used to go there a lot when I was over there. It's on the Saint-Julien road I told you about. Well, a place called Vancouver Corner, named after these boys, and there's a big plinth, and on top of that plinth There's a soldier. He's stood there. Looking down on the side are all those boys gave their lives, saved the war. Brooding soldier, they call him. You should go there sometime if you get a chance. It's an important place. Anyhow, as I said, I was lucky I never got none of that rubbish, but I got my fair share, I can tell you. Sounds like somebody else did too. Hope it doesn't get bloody worse. But they reckon, right? Well, the Germans have hit us with gas. Well, might as well do the same to them, so. Oh, bloody hell. Our army boys have been knocking their heads together. They create these, they call them special gas companies. And September, right? September 15. It's a big plan. We're going to win the war with gas. Dead excited we was. Every time we were going to win the war, we get really excited. So it's we're all sent down to this place called Loos. Loos on Goel, tiny little mining town in northern France. The only thing you really remember about Loos is it's got these two mounds of coaling slag, it looks like two, well, they're just like two mounds. Anyhow, we all get sent down to Loos, right? Oh, I'll tell you a little side story, you may be interested. We didn't know it at the time, but another fella down there with us, fella by the name of John Kipling. Now, his dad was Rudyard, Rudyard Kipling, that fella. He wrote about those stories about Mowgli and Rikki Tikki something or other. And anyhow, he was there, John Kipling. As I said, none of us knew at the time, but whole bloody empire knew afterwards, I can tell you. Anyhow, side story. We get all sent down there to Loos, and we've got these special gas companies now. Bloody good idea is with these companies, they've got these the big canisters, right, that we stick on the top of our lines. There's like one there, and then there'll be like one here, be one there. You're just going to have to use your imagination, but there'll be one over there, right? The idea is that when the wind's going in the right direction, which would be towards the Germans, for those of you a little bit slow. I think I'm going to start opening them up now. They'd open up these valves, right? And gas would start coming out. Boys in the front lines and the second lines would start waiting, and once we started moving towards the Germans, we'd get out, we'd follow behind, the gas would drop into the German lines, kill all the Germans, We'd come over, we'd poke a few dead, and that would be it. It would be over. Berlin by tea time. Bloody brilliant job. Anyhow, that's the plan, right? So there he is. We were all there waiting. Nervous as bloody hell. I'll tell you what. We might have been in the lines. We might have known that we were going over. We might have known this was a fail-safe plan. We were all still terrified, I can tell you. Anyhow, we wait. And we wait some more. Bloody officers keep sticking their fingers up in the air. Eventually, the valves can open up. And you hear this hiss. This evil hiss start coming from these canisters. And this yellowy, orange, acrid, evil stuff starts coming out and crawling its way over no man's land for the Germans. You feel the pity for the poor bastards that are going to get it. The whistles go. The boys in front of me, they're over, marching across. And then I'm climbing out of the trenches. My eyes, they just peeled to the floor. If you're going to get one, you don't want to see it coming towards you. And they're taking each step by step. The stomach knotted, and fighting in knots. And all of a sudden, the plan goes wrong. See, it was a brilliant plan. Brilliant plan. Bloody geniuses, they didn't really think about what would happen if the wind suddenly decided to change direction. And it did. You're there, and suddenly you hear the boys in front choking and coughing. And you look up, and your line's gone. They're on the floor. They're clutching their chests. They're clutching their faces. And the next thing, you're breathing in bleach. Because that's what it is. Your nostrils, your lungs, filled. And you're drowning. You're on dry land. You're on solid land, but your brain is telling you you're drowning. Your lungs are filling up. And I'm on my knees. And I'm clutching my chest, my lungs, my throat, my mouth. Next thing I know, I'm on a stretcher in the trenches with the other lucky ones. 2,000 casualties that day. Our casualties. I get sent to Boulogne on the coast and they get sent over the channel. Hospital at Shorncliffe in Kent. My missus comes to see me, my missus and my boy. I don't know what I looked like. Couldn't have been good. I can't remember saying nothing. But I remember my lovely Alice brushing my cheek, holding my hand, the tears dripping onto my bedclothes. And my boy just stand at the end of my bed. He wouldn't come close, wouldn't touch me. And he stood there, strong, proud and brave, determination in his face. It's the last time I ever saw my boy and my missus. I got better. They sent me back. So I'll tell you something. If they use gas on us this time, and they shouldn't. You shouldn't kill an animal with gas, let alone a human being. And if they do, I'm going to make sure I've got this, I can tell you. So you just excuse me for a little bit. I've got to put this somewhere safe because my memory ain't quite what it used to be, you know. Don't you go nose anywhere anyway, eh? I'll be back. I hope.